Hello, I'm Valentina Isis, the goddess of astrology, and welcome to this episode of Love and Romance for the sign of Taurus. Now, what we're going to be learning is how does Taurus love? What is Taurus like? How do you know if your Taurus is in love with you or it's not? How can you seduce a Taurus so they can be madly in love with you? And now this works if you have Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in the sign of Taurus, or even your Venus or your Mars as well. Now, you could also be watching this if your boyfriend or girlfriend is a Taurus sign or has some sort of Taurus energy in their chart. Alrighty, so let's get to it. Okay, so what is the sign of Taurus? What is Taurus all about? Well, Tauruses naturally are very sensual. They're one of the most sensual signs of the whole zodiac because they love the touch, okay? They're all about the material. They're the first earth sign, so they're very, very grounded and they're very much about the feeling of things, and because of this, they can be very sensual creatures. They're all about the senses. How does it taste? How does it feel? You might have heard that Tauruses love to eat. Well, it's because they're more about the senses. Also, a Taurus loves to be touched, and that can also make them be very, very sensual, very romantic, but they're all about the feeling and the finer things in life. Also, they're very artistic because of this. They're able to have that keen eye for aesthetic, that keen eye for the things that are beautiful, because they just know the beauty of matter. They can really appreciate the materialistic realm in a way where it's like it's the harmony of it all. It's the material manifestation of the beauty of the harmony of this world. They can really, really capture that. And a lot of people will see it as like, oh my God, you're materialistic. All you care about is money. Yes, but in a way or another, they're more about getting into the depths of how beautiful something can be when it comes to the physical world. Also, they're habit bound. They're very much about consistency. They're very much about habits. That's how they get used to you. They don't like too many surprises. They don't like too many fickleness or changeability. That's not their nature. Their nature is to be more grounded, more steady, and more consistent. They're very gentle because of this. Even though they're a big bull, they're very, very gentle because of their sensuality. And they're self-indulgent and sometimes a little lazy because they can just love the fact of how something can taste, or love the fact of how something feels, or love the fact how everything's so comfortable and nice and harmonious. Remember, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love, the planet of abundance, the planet of money, the planet of pleasure. So they love to be in this pleasure energy. Now, however, don't get me wrong, Tauruses are very strong, and if they have to get to work and work really hard, they'll do it, even if it's uncomfortable. But nonetheless, they will love to, the best day for a Taurus is to just kind of lay around, enjoy the luxuries of life, and enjoy the beautiful food and the beautiful scenery, and that's really what they really love. And this could be something of a self-indulgent energy. They're very much about luxury. They're very much about the glamour. They're very much about the finer quality because the Taurus rules value. The second house of Taurus rules the value of life. What do we value in life? So they can see the value of things. They can perceive something and see, okay, that was definitely handmade, and it took 50 years to do it by the ancestors that know how to make this and this and that. So they can perceive the value of things, and they can also perceive when there hasn't been too much value put into it. That's why they're so savvy with finances. They're so savvy with banking. They're really good at this because they can perceive the value of things. They're very appreciative. They're sensuous, and and because they're very much about the ownership. The second house is the house of owning. So, and their motto is "I own." So, because of this, they get into a possessive mode. They're the sign that likes to possess, and they're the sign that if they can get a little jealous because they want to possess their lover. They want it to be theirs, just like how they have things. They want their lover to also, but this is unconsciously, not obviously. Your Taurus is not going to be like, I consciously want to own you. No, but if you tell them, baby, I'm all yours forever and only yours, believe me, they're going to love that, okay? They're going to really, really love that, to know that they actually have some sort of ownership over you. This is something that they really like, and that's why they get very jealous. Tauruses are jealous people. They don't like people touching their things or their people or their stuff. They don't like that, okay? They like to have their things in order, and they like the respect and the boundaries. They're very much about boundaries, and they're very much about keeping things, organized and in line and proper. They're very traditional. They're the fifth card of the Hierophant and the Tarot. So because of this, they're very traditional. There's something very traditional about them, that if you work hard, you do things right, you're going to get the money, you're going to get the pleasure, and you're going to get the finer things in life. So they have this tradition about them, and the way they go about love is also very traditional, okay? If you see a Taurus that is into like polyamorous or polygamy or anything like that, where they have to share their lover, they must have another type of strong energy in there that could be more mutable. But usually, no. Tauruses don't like any of those things. They like one-on-one, I'm only yours, and you make sure that you tell the world that I'm yours, and we're all good. They're really, really much into those things. Very good on money. They could be a little, very money-oriented, very sentimental, honest, self-righteous, methodical, dependable. These are the people that you can depend on. Taurus are the best friends, the best girlfriends, the best co-workers, because they really give it their best. So all these qualities really kind of go into how a Taurus loves and how a Taurus, is in a relationship. And one of the main things is that they're very committed oriented. Okay, that's why they do such that's why they're such good friends. That's why they're such good co-workers, because when they get involved with somebody, they want to be involved with them for a while, and they're there committed. They're not moving anywhere, and they show you the strength of sticking it through and just staying strong and getting through the bad weather. And if you're consistent, you're going to get what you want. So if you're looking for somebody who's long term, if you're looking for somebody who's loyal, if you're looking for somebody that gets very much fixated in you to the point that they might want to own you, then this is the perfect person for you. Because they're really much about putting their best efforts. So if I'm going to get involved into a relationship, which, it takes them a little bit to get into a relationship because they're also kind of slow at it. They're not like impulsive. They're ruled by Earth. So they're not that impulsive when it comes to relationships. They really want to kind of feel you out. They want to know what you're all about. Can you really give them the security that they're really looking for? And then you get to see the sensual part of the Taurus. And once the Taurus is in it, it's in it for the long run, okay? This is a fixed sign. You're dealing with a fixed sign, which has to do with getting stuck in it, getting like completely fixated into something, okay? That's why you can say that the Taurus is stubborn. It's not so much that they're stubborn, they're just decided what they want to do and they're sticking to it. That's it. They're not going to be changing their mind 24/7. So they're very, very fixed, very loyal, very committed. They really want to live up to the best standards that they can possibly bring to their couple. And because of that, they're very demanding. In a way or another, they have a little bit of a demanding attitude, okay? And they can be a little bit critical. They feel like, I know what's right. The traditional sense that they have of like, if you follow the consistency and the commitment of something in a traditional way, you are going to get what you want. They truly, truly believe that. So when they get involved into a relationship or with someone, they really need to bring their best. And they bring their best, and they're expecting the other person to bring their best. If not, then get ready for them to start criticizing you if you don't like that. Okay? They're very much about power. They like the energy of power. They like the energy of power, and people give them a lot of power to them because they really show that they're reliable. Okay? So a lot of people, usually Tauruses, have a lot of responsibilities on their plate, especially responsibilities to their family. These are the people that definitely will take on the family business. So they're very much about taking in their responsibility, taking care of others, and having this power makes them feel good. Having this ability to help others makes them feel good. They're very sensual. They're very much about sensuality. They're very much into sex and intimacy. They do love this energy. However, before they can do this, they really need to have some sort of security, okay? Venus is very much about security. Like, they need to know that you're a person that has dreams, that has, some sort of idea where you want to go, that you're proving and you can show with the physicalness that you are somebody who is wealthy, who is well off, who is stable, who has something, reliable that they can really depend on. This is really what it turns them on. And of course, these things can come with luxuries, can come with wealth, can come with the finer things in life. And usually Taurus people, especially Taurus women, they will definitely love somebody who's older, because they just understand that an older person already went through all the craziness, and now they know that it's about consistency, and it's about hard work, and it's about sticking through it, and you get your security, you get your reliability. That's why Taurus women are more inclined towards older man, because older gentlemen can give them this energy, can give them the energy of like, I'm secure. This person's gonna take care of me. Like, I'm totally secure. Like, this person makes me feel safe. If you want a Taurus to be in love with you, security, loyalty, and really, working towards some sort of future. They're very practical. They want to have that practicality. Like, we're not only here so we can look at each other and kiss and, oh yeah, we're so in love. No. Taurus is like, yeah, we're in love, so what are we going to do with this love? Where are we going to go? What are we going to build? Are we going to have a beautiful house? Are we going to have these beautiful things? Are we going to go, see the world? Are we going to live a good life? Taurus is not the type of person that's going to be like, oh yeah, baby, I love you, and, it doesn't matter if we're in the streets. My love for you makes me still be here. No, that's not going to happen. The Taurus needs security, and the Taurus needs to know that you are fighting for the security, that you, the other person, the other part of the couple is also fighting to create the secure ground for each other, to create the secure future for each other, something that can, what are we working for here? They're very much about those things. Also, if, Tauruses are actually one of the signs that can endure the longest, okay? They are so strong and so, headstrong and so wielded that they can stick through things and endure situations that sometimes don't need to be endured. This is the time where Taurus needs to know, okay, when is it time for me to go? Because Taurus doesn't like change. Taurus is habit oriented. So once he creates a lifestyle with somebody that they love, and that they said, okay, I put all my energy into this person, we're building this house, we're building this home, we're building this career together, whatever it is, but, I'm not being treated correctly, or I'm not being treated like this, or I'm not being treated like that. They can stay and endure situations for quite some time, because they're not the people that would like to give up. That's the thing. They don't want to give up. Like, once they saw you and they were like, yo, you are it. You are it. I'm giving you my all. I'm giving you my being. I'm giving you the traditional, girl, guy, guy relationship. It doesn't matter. I'm here for the long run, and I'm not giving up on us. So they're very much about that, because they're about the value of the relationship. Is it valuable to me? Is it not? So because of this, the worst thing that you can say to a Taurus is like, oh, this is not worth it. Or, no, I don't really care about this relationship. Like, you completely destroy them, okay? They will endure it to the end, even if things get bad. But they just want to see that their person sees the worthiness of the relationship as well, and wants to fight for it, wants to fight to protect it, wants to make it something that is, meaningful. So as long as you're doing this, the Taurus will be with you forever. But the moment that you betray or you lie, whew, that's when Taurus will endure a lot. But the moment that it just really, really was like a big no-no, that's it. The Taurus never goes back, and it can take years for the situation to wither away, okay? Because Tauruses are so fixated, and there's so much about the senses. When they felt this pain of betrayal or cheating or whatever it is, it goes all over their bodies. And they are known for being people who hold grudges. And it's not like they try to hold them on purpose. It's just that they can feel the horrible energy in their bodies. They can't forget it. It's very hard for them to forget. And because they're habit oriented, imagine they get into the habit of constantly repeating, no, you cheated, no, you did this, no, you did that, I can't trust you. Then that's it. it's pretty much done. I would definitely say, like, when a Taurus turns their back and doesn't want to give you their trust back, it can take so long, so very long, and they will test you. Even if you've been so good, even if you've been like doing the right thing, they're always going to have a feeling of like, no, you're cheating on me. Like, once that happens, you pretty much tainted the relationship pretty bad. Um, and you can't force them to do nothing. Okay? When they say they're stubborn, is this stubbornness here? Because the thing is, like, they selected a path, and they're not gonna let change their path because you said so. No, they're not. They're very much, I'm sticking to this. This is it. I don't care what you say. I'm going here. I know this is right. And they don't want to give up on their idea. They're not going to give up on where they chose to be. So they're not going to be changing any of that, unless there is a little bit of affection. Affection is really their time where they get softened. The love, the caring, the gentleness, they're all about touching. If your Taurus is not touching you or wanting to be touched, there's something wrong. Okay? Tauruses love to be touched. They love to be touched. They love to touch. Massages. Ooh, massages, candles, smells, fruits, like all these senses. Like, they're the typical, like, roses on the petals with the candles and the scents, and they're the typical of that. They love that. They love that. They love to have all their senses feeling everywhere. That's really where they feel their best. Now, so because it needs affection, it needs a lot of affection. They need a lot of affection to soothe them, okay? Because they're hard, they're very strong, they're the earth. And, they might not give too much affection sometimes, but they definitely need it. They definitely need this softness, this gentleness, this patientness. This is where they really do their best. They usually trust the opposite sex a lot more, and the female Tauruses do very well with more men. They feel better with men. But the Taurus, something funny about the Taurus is that the Taurus will always help out their Taurus friend. Like, if the Taurus knows that you're a Taurus, oh, I'm helping you out. Like, you're definitely part of, like, the clique. Like, you're here. Like, you got my back. Like, I got your back. So they're very much into those things. It's one of the only signs that really, shows that. And as the older they get, the less bounded and less restricted they get. At the beginning of their lives, they're very restricted. They're very much about the correct thing. They want to do the right thing. If they're in a family that's crazy, that's like, that is unbalanced, the Taurus will usually be young, trying to keep everything aligned and trying to keep everything together, and trying to keep everything like, okay, let's get it together. So they're very reliable and they're very strong. And as they get older, they become more playful and more childlike. They're financially amazing, so they usually do very good with people with a lot of money. But once in a while, the law the law of polarity will sometimes get a match with people that are not necessarily super rich or like really well off, but they do very well in these environments with people that have more money and are well off. Okay, they really want excitement, thrills, mystery, and sensual sex, because her life is so consistent and kind of boring. So they really, deep down inside, are looking for something exciting, are looking for thrills, are looking for mysteries, are looking for sensual sex. And this comes from Scorpio, because Scorpio is the opposite sign of Taurus. So it's the perfect opposite of Taurus. So Taurus is very consistent. They're very much about doing the right thing. They're habit oriented, and everything is like in order. And they can really live in calm, having those energies being, once it starts changing, that's when they feel very anxious. But nonetheless, deep down inside, they're seeking for thrills. If their lover takes them out to something thrillful, they definitely enjoy it. If they take them to kind of find out some sort of mystery, there's mysteries, or the romance is like, I left you a little note, or I left you a little clue, like, these things really get them on. They love those things. Smothering love and no space, okay? Because they, like I said, they want to own you. There's a feeling that they want to kind of own you a little bit. So because of that, they sometimes become smothering. They sometimes want to be all around you all the time. They sometimes want to, and that's when they start kind of criticizing you if you're not showing their best that you can possibly be. So, and like I said, sometimes, they might endure things that they don't need to endure. So just for all the Tauruses out there, really, really be honest with yourself and know when is it that you need to let go of. This is really the biggest issue in relationships that they really need to face, is when do I have to let go of a relationship that has become toxic and that has become not productive for me anymore. Because they don't do well with breakups. They're very fixated. They don't like change. So when they do this change, it could be so traumatic that then later they're like, I don't even know if I want to be in a relationship anymore. I don't know about this. And then, they decide to give their heart away. But they're very much about, like, it needs to have, it needs to know when is it the moment to let go. Okay? And, let go, because have the humbleness of saying, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. I thought he was like this, or I thought she was like this, and it wasn't like that. So I was wrong, and it's okay. I'm going to find a better person for me. But this is really the ultimate test for a Taurus, to really know when that is the right time to do it. And also to overcome the possessiveness, people are not private property. So once in a while, you need to know how to trust and how to cool down that energy of wanting to possess, wanting to own, or bring it out when is it that you really want to bring it out, but not all the time. Remember, every single person has their own individual self, has their own individuality. And as you respect this, you also get this respect back. But those are the only two main things. But nonetheless, loyal, hardworking, consistent, sensual, sexy, knows the finer things in life, knows how to have a good time, knows how to bring the glamour, knows how to bring the beauty, knows how to bring the reliability and the financial, like, okay, we're stable here. So enjoy those things about the Taurus, Every other thing is something that just is a matter of learning and bringing it to a higher vibration. That's it. Alrighty, Tauruses and lovers of Taurus, thank you so much for letting me do this little video on the love and romantic relationships for a Taurus sign. I hope this was of help to you. Please, I would love to hear the comments about your love with Tauruses, or how is it that you love Taurus, if this relates to you, or if you have any sort of, story that can relate to this sort of situation of your love habits. So it will be fantastic to even hear your own comments on it. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the shares. And thank you so much for subscribing to all my other channels of social media. I'll be seeing you for the rest of the episodes. See ya!